Well, hey there, gang. It's Jim and Christie Jacobus here with Your Marriage Matters podcast number 123. And we had such a favorable response last week to an excerpt from our webinar, Tough Talk for Tough Times, that we are going to do that again this week. Looked like you guys loved it, both on YouTube and on our podcast. Today, we're going to talk about some of our favorite marriage advice, which is to fight naked. And we're going to be covering that here, and I think a way that you'll really enjoy. The NAKED is actually an acronym that we teach. So I hope you enjoy this episode of Your Marriage Matters podcast 123, our favorite marriage advice: fight naked.
Problems are part of being in a relationship. When you share a home that's 3,000 square feet or 1,800 square feet or 430 square feet, you're going to have problems. All kinds of reasons why we have problems. And it's good to know that problems are part of the deal. All right. If you argue, if you had to see a difference in how you're supposed to drive the car or whatever, that's just part and parcel of being two different human beings. It's normal. All right. It's part of a healthy relationship. That means you're communicating when you're not happy about something. It's how we handle these things that can actually strengthen our marriage. I can tell you that Christy and I, we do not have a perfect relationship. You should know that. A lot of people, I think, lately see all these things we're doing and think, oh, you guys are just the perfect couple. And no, we still struggle even in this amazing environment. But when we handle the problems well, and Christy knows that if there's a problem, I'm going to dig in there with her. We're going to fix it. And I know if there's a problem, she's going to dig in with me and fix it. It creates a lot of confidence in our relationship. And it gives us an opportunity to learn from each other in a way that helps us grow. And we are where we are today because I know Christy has an attitude of being willing to learn and grow. I have the same attitude. And all of that allows us to build trust in each other. I would tell you that when I see couples that say they don't argue about anything, that's actually a red flag. Christy's, great question. She asked a couple, well, if you did argue about something, what would it be about? Well, the next thing you know, 5 minutes later, they're both arguing about all kinds of things. So we have conflict. It's part of the deal. We can't sweep it under the rug. We need to handle conflict. And unresolved conflict is something that really creates a lot of irritation, frustration, and can create resentment in a relationship. So learning how to handle problems and deal with them is a huge, huge important piece to being effective in our marriage or any relationship that is. And there's some methodologies that we can teach you that will help with that. So this is my favorite, and Chrissy's going to teach it to you. Okay.
Well, y'all, one of the things I was asked was, it was actually at a spin class up in Dallas. We got to talking about it. Like the question was asked how long I'd been married. And I said 33 years. And they said, well, wow, that's a long time. How do you stay together that long? I said, I'll give you my best piece of marital advice, and it's fight naked. I think people were going to fall off their bicycles when we were talking about that. They thought, oh, that's awesome. And they're thinking the literal, start taking clothes off. But actually
that works, babe. That'll work if you just try it. It's a showstopper for sure.
But in this particular case, fight naked actually stands for a couple of things. And we've made this up. So nothing up your sleeve. You're not trying to have this trump card that if you start crying, the conflict's over, or that if you start interrupting them or change the subject, or all these things that are conflict derailers, then you really have to be aware that nothing up your sleeve means I'm here to solve the problem. The second one, assume the best, is probably one of my very favorite. It goes back to I'm not the enemy. I'm going to assume that you're doing the best that you can. Sometimes that's difficult, especially in a strained relationship. The next one, too, keeping things respectful, keeping in mind that that's another human being. It's become almost commonplace now for people to use social media or different things to just be awful to other people as they don't see things our way. And that really extends into marriage as well. Engage in a positive outcome is the one that I really want to spend the most amount of time on, because that's the one that I think is going to be so important during these tough times. And then the D stands for decide on a plan of action. But let's go to engage in a positive outcome. One of the things that I'll tell people about that is we're all in the problem solving business. We all have to get good at solving problems. It occurs so frequently during the day that we don't even recognize when it is. But sometimes people, when they're in conflict, they use this as a strategy, or they don't want to solve the problem, or they don't have the skills to solve the problem. So whatever it is that's causing the conflict between the couple, it's got to be one of those things that you have to be committed to come up with a positive solution for it. And we've all been involved with this in other venues like work or church activities where there's a problem that you have to solve. And you've seen it play out where problems get resolved, and you've seen it play out where there's really rifts in congregations, or things occur in businesses because conflicts can't be solved. And so this is why this skill right here, where you have to say, I'm going to come up with an outcome that's win-win, is so crucial. There's tons of things that we could tell you about it, but a lot of times it starts with you, and it starts with the ego part of it. Sometimes people tell me, I just want to be mad. Okay, be mad, have your say, get over it. But now let's move on to creating a positive outcome.
Hey there, gang. Thanks for joining us. This episode of Your Marriage Matters 123, where we talk about the more exciting thing we teach is fight naked. We hope you had a good time with that. We'd appreciate it if you stay in touch with us. You can connect with us on Your Marriage Matters on Facebook. We have a Facebook group there. We'd love to have you join us there. Also, don't hesitate to sign up for our newsletter, yourmarriagematters.com/newsletter. We'd love to share our newsletter with you on a monthly basis. We promise we're not going to spam you. We're not going to try to sell you anything. We just want to do what we can to help you build a more vibrant, healthy marriage. And as always, help you experience everything that you dreamed of when you said, I do. We hope you guys have a good week. We'll catch you next time. Take care.